It's the Queen. Welcome back. Live number two, Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams' ex-husband Kevin Hunter demands divorce be overturned, claims she hid $48 million from him in settlement. Kevin's request to the court comes after Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, asked that Hunter pay back $112,000 in overpaid alimony earlier this year in April. In court documents obtained by the U.S. Sun on Wednesday, the producer asked the court to vacate and set aside their divorce based on fraud, misrepresentation, and misconduct. Williams filed for divorce from Hunter in 2019 while citing irreconcilable differences, and at the time, her guardian submitted a Wells Fargo portfolio that alleged her total holdings was around $7.3 million. Is that true? However, the star's close friend Regina Shell turned in an affidavit that alleged as of 2022, Williams had $55 million in her accounts. Now, why would this woman be turning in an affidavit that Williams had $55 million in her accounts? What is that all about? I'm curious. Due to the affidavit, Kevin now claims that Wendy fraudulently concealed the additional $48 million in their divorce. However, in response to Hunter's demand that the divorce be overturned, Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, claimed that Kevin had been aware of all of the star's accounts. I cannot address what Regina thinks she saw or heard, what a third person thinks she heard, or what that third person may or may not have reported to Regina, Morrissey stated per the U.S. Sun. In his papers, Kevin affirmatively states that Wendy showed Regina her financial statements. Okay? Very interesting information. Sabrina continued, Kevin was not there and has no personal knowledge of whether or not this interaction occurred. She also claimed that at the time of the former couple's divorce proceedings, Hunter was fully satisfied and understood the process and had consulted with professionals to be fully aware of the assets and his rights with regard to such assets. Morrissey then added Wendy's ex-husband has absolutely no case to reopen the divorce proceeding. Wow, 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 wow. Regina turned in an affidavit over the summer where she alleged she saw Wendy's Wells Fargo bank statements, according to the U.S. Sun. The TV personality best friend also claimed that in July 2022, she had resided with the star. During that time, she claimed Williams had expressed her desire to look into additional financial endeavors for her estate, as well as specifically as a possible change with her current financial institution. She also shared with me documents from Wells Fargo showing a cumulative balance of nearly $55 million. Later that same year in December, Regina claimed that she had been invited to a meeting at Bank of America with Wendy. Afterwards, she headed to a courthouse in the same vehicle with the TV host and her guardian, Sabrina Morrison. However, Wendy's publicist soon alleged to overhearing a conversation where Morrison claimed there is no money in Wendy's accounts. Regina turned in the affidavit in regards to Williams and Hunter's divorce proceedings. Okay, interesting. Kevin also has questioned whether Morrissey, a New York-based attorney, is allowed to represent Williams in New Jersey. The judge gave Sabrina 21 days to prove she has authority to represent Wendy in the state of New Jersey per the U.S. Sun. In court documents, Hunter and Morrissey representing Williams is akin to practicing law without a license, as she is neither a barred attorney nor a guardian appointed by a New Jersey court. Wendy and Kevin began dating in 1994 before saying I do in 1999. The pair welcomed their son, Kevin Jr., 24, August of 2000. Despite not having any prior television experience, Hunter became his wife's manager and production partner early in their relationship, eventually helping her launch her talk show, for which he served as an executive producer. Ultimately, Williams filed for divorce after about 20 years of marriage in April 2019, citing irreconcilable differences, although it was widely known that Hunter had been involved in various cheating scandals. Their divorce was finalized January 2020, which was just 2 months before COVID-19 was deemed a pandemic. Earlier this year in April, Morrissey, Wendy's ex-husband, returned alimony money that she believes was overpaid to him. Wow. So he returned some money. Interesting. Sure he didn't like that. According to a lawsuit filed in Superior Court of New Jersey, Morrissey is demanding her ex Kevin Hunter paid back a total of $112,000, $112,500 in alimony that was overpaid over the course of 3 months. Okay, so he didn't. She's demanding that he pay some money back. Ms. Morrissey. But in a separate court response, Hunter demanded the former daytime talk show host pay him 23 months in back payments for spousal support from their divorce. He maintained she stopped paying him alimony before she was placed in the court-ordered guardianship, which oversees her finances and health, in May of 2022. Morrissey contended Hunter was entitled to severance payments from Williams if her yearly earned income exceeded a certain threshold. However, in the wake of her absence from hosting the Wendy Williams show the entire last season, Team Williams contended Hunter no longer met the criteria outlined in the agreement and thus needs to repay the money overpaid to him that he received along with accrued interest. I believe this was largely the result of the fact that the payments had been put on an auto-pay function within her account, Morrissey claimed in the lawsuit. Her residuals income has been very small since 2021, nowhere near one half of her income in February 2020 or in October of 2021. According to the legal filing, Williams also received 2 payments after she left the show, a lump sum of a sum of $19.52 in February 2022 and $59 in January 2023. Wow, that's not a lot of money. Wow. As part of her divorce agreement with Hunter, he was to receive severance payment, but they were to terminate the agreement if Williams' yearly earned income is less than 2 times her then yearly salary as of February 1st, 2020, Morrissey's suit claims. In addition to the financial dispute, Morrissey is also seeking to impose a gag order on Hunter that will prevent him from speaking about the Williams case. A judge appointed Morrissey financial guardianship in March after her bank, Wells Fargo, requested a New York Supreme Court hearing to determine whether it was necessary due to her health conditions. She disputed the allegations and accused her former manager and a Wells Fargo financial advisor of impropriety. The Asbury Park, New Jersey native has been enduring a number of health problems over the years, which has included struggling with addiction and thyroid issues. Eventually, after undergoing a battery of medical tests, Wendy went public and revealed she was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and primary progressive aphasia in February 2024, as reported by Page 6. Back in 2018, Williams disclosed that she had been suffering from Graves' disease, which causes thyroidism, condition she had been diagnosed with nearly 2 decades prior. One of the symptoms of her thyroid condition is the thinning of her natural hair, which is the main reason why she has worn wigs over the years. Her Hunter Foundation announced the launch of a substance abuse hotline in 2019, leading fans to believe she had a relapse in her sobriety. Shortly after, Williams came clean and admitted that she was living in a sober house. In late 2019, Williams revealed she had been diagnosed with lymphedema, a condition that causes swelling in her ankles. And most of you saw that, how bad her feet looked in that documentary by Lifetime. So Kevin is claiming she hit $48 million. Ms. Morrissey feels like, well, you had all this information and documents given to you pertaining to filing a divorce. You should have known everything. You agreed to everything. You cannot now renege on an agreement you signed and had full knowledge of the information at hand. You also hear that the friend of hers, Regina, had knowledge and had seen documents of her having this $55 million in her accounts. Don't know if that's true or not. Somebody else is claiming they overheard Ms. Morrissey saying she didn't have that type of money in her accounts. What is the truth? Did she hide money from him? Did she have money in separate accounts? She probably did. But it's his job to find all those things out. That's why you hire an attorney, to do the digging for you. And as part of their agreement, if she didn't make a certain amount of money, he wasn't supposed to get a certain amount from her if she didn't make it. So obviously, her last 2 checks were chump change. One under 2,000 and one was what, $59. So as they say, can't get blood from a turnip. The gist of the story is the obvious. He wants money from her because he doesn't want to work. And he was a producer, manager. He should have had his own money anyway. Now, we get it when people are married, they have joint accounts, but he should have had his own account. Why not? So where's the money that you made while being the producer and her business manager, Kevin? The fact that you were milking this woman when you knew that you all were not on the same page during the marriage. You were out here sleeping around with that young girl and God knows who else. You were spending Wendy's money on that woman. You put that woman in a house not too far from where you all lived. Ended up having a baby with her. You all have just been trying to milk the cow. And the cow don't have any more milk, and you still just want to milk it any damn way. This just goes to show you weren't doing anything when you were married to her. It's obvious. Because you're now free from her, moved on, got a whole nother woman and a kid, and you're still trying to milk somebody that you're no longer married to. Why? Go get a job. Your ass needs to go get a job. Because really, you've had a cushy life for what? 20-something years while being with her. To do absolutely nothing. To delegate somebody else's fucking money and their persona. And you lived off her money for free, and then you brought your girlfriend for the ride, and she lived off the money that you got from Wendy. So you got two motherfuckers parlaying off of a woman's income. And now she goes and gets a overseer because of her health issues and some negatives in her account to where Wells Fargo sees her money for whatever reason, and you want to milk off of that. But see, that's the whole point. The gig is up. It's time for you to grow up. It's time for that little girlfriend of yours to grow up. Because you all can't milk the cow anymore. That's just the way it is. I don't know what she hid, didn't hide, but the point is, you signed the paperwork. That's on you. That's on you. That was your job to go find a reputable attorney to exact the paperwork and navigation on your behalf. You didn't do that. He or she didn't do that. It's water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. I don't know how much Wendy actually had at the time of your divorce settlement. If she had 55, 40 million, 20 million, don't know. We don't really know what she has now. We don't even know who's over her now. We know she's out from this rehab facility. Where is she? Is she in Florida? Is she in New Jersey, New York? Is her son going to be her guardian? Don't know. That's what got her in the mess in the first place. She went down to Florida. A lot of money was being spent. It flagged her account, and they seized her money. So who was taking advantage of her? Her son, relatives, don't know. Possibly they saw excessive spending, so they flagged the account. That's what they're supposed to do. Now, was this some conspiracy that they knew that she was sick and they decided to find a way to try to finagle and get some money out of her? I don't know, but that's what lawyers are for. She needs some help. Hopefully, the right people will be in her circle to help her navigate to where she won't be in financial ruin. Because as I said before in one of my live streams, I won't doubt the day that we finally see Wendy Williams, she'd be flat ass broke. She won't have shit in her account. Because naturally, they had to pay for her services where she was. She also had moved out of that penthouse apartment she was living in. And allegedly, she had put money down on somewhere else, we thought, and that was mentioned in the documentary. So I thought, well, where is that place? How is she moving in another place if she's gone to rehab? So I don't really know what's all going on with Wendy Williams, where she's living, her financial state, what her worth is, how much money she actually has in the bank. But it's a sad story to show you how you can be sitting on top of the pedestal and your ass can get knocked down real fast. And a lot of people may not, don't care for Wendy Williams. A lot of people feel like, well, she probably deserved a lot of this bad luck because of her mouth and the gossiping and, her demeanor when she was on the show. And she would just, really run the storylines in the ground, as we would say in street, beat a dead horse to where it was, to some might say, wasn't necessary. Nothing wrong with bringing commentary, having an opinion, but you can't go overboard with the commentary to where to some it may seem cruel, judgmental. You're entitled to your opinion. But then there are others who do have a soft place for Wendy in their heart, and they feel like, well, despite her demeanor on TV, her drug use, alcohol use, she's still a human being, and she doesn't deserve to be in the shape she's in, to be abused by people, taken advantage of. Once again, you're entitled to your opinion on that. Some might say it's karma for the life she led while being on TV, living a fast, wild life, undercover, not living her true self. But that's the point. Who's going to tell people, oh yeah, by the way, I'm an addict ×2? Nobody. They only mention it once they're caught. And once again, that's their journey. So who will be her guardian now, or will she be allotted the opportunity to be her own guardian of her own affairs? Where is she living? Is she in better health? Will she return to TV? Is she aware of her faculties? How is the aphasia and dementia now? Is it better? Is her memory a bit better? Is she doing better? I don't know. But that's the latest developments. Kevin Hunter wants the divorce settlement overturned. He also wants to Ms. Morrissey to prove that she can navigate on behalf of Wendy Williams in the state of New Jersey, because obviously that's where they got their divorce. What will a judge say? She had 21 days to comply to show proof that she could work as her attorney on behalf of Wendy Williams, or will Wendy Williams have to get a new attorney? Will a judge overturn it and seize records, financial statements to see how much Wendy Williams has in her bank accounts? How's this going to fare out? I don't know. But I don't think he needs another dollar. I don't think the divorce settlement needs to be overturned. I think it's time for Kevin Hunter to get his bald-headed ass up off his tail and go get a damn job. And that girlfriend, you need to go get a job, because one, you have a child and you're responsible for that child, and you can't rely on Wendy Williams' money to support your fucking boyfriend, husband, or whoever he is to you, and your kid. You need to go get a job because you made a baby, and that's your responsibility. Wendy Williams didn't make that baby. That's between you and Kevin. So you two need to work it out how you want to take care of the child and your living arrangements. That has nothing to do with Wendy Williams. You all are trying to get a free ride off this woman, and anybody knows at some point the pony ride is going to stop. And you've been divorced now for 4.5 years. It's time to move on. Go get a job and live your best damn life, you and your girlfriend. That's my commentary, everybody. Thank you for following this network. This was live number 2. Please check out my earlier live pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs, bringing you the latest updates. Once again, she has also spoken out about Sean's arrest, and she feels like it was time. About time. Follow the Queen on Newsbreak under the Vault Excel. Check out my extensive library of 3,000 plus videos and shorts. I will put up a short pertaining to this commentary from this live stream, so look forward to seeing that in the YouTube queue. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful weekend. My Halloween movie for this weekend is The Call. Feel free to check it out. It's in the YouTube queue and also free on Hulu. And the movie of the week was The Empty Man, also playing on Hulu. Each day or every other day through the week and the weekend for this month of October, I will bring you a suggestion of a horror movie to celebrate the festivities of Halloween, those of you who imbibe. So thank you for following this network. Once again, check my community board for updates and polls, and also commentary to breaking news. Once again, prayers for the South, those affected by Hurricane Helene. I've posted a lot of videos giving you updates to what's going on in Tennessee, Florida, North Carolina, showing you the people gathering together to help. Dolly Parton and Walmart have come together to donate about $10 million to aid the relief here in Tennessee. So prayers for our neighbors here in Tennessee, North Carolina, and also Florida, Alabama, Virginia, Kentucky, touch all states. About 6 states were affected. And lately, there's another storm brewing. So, as I said, if you need to get to higher ground, please do so to preserve your life. Don't stay behind if you can afford to leave. It's not worth it. And you should know that as long as there's a storm and a high potential of rain, there's the potential for flooding. That's just common sense. And if you are in a flood area, you need to take heed to leave. Prayers for North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida. Prayers for all affected. Thank you for your time. You've been listening to the Vault Excel.